Did you know what is common in the milk and wine? No? Well, let me tell you. Let's go back to the 19th century where a French scientist, Louis Pasteur, made a discovery about what causes the spoilage of beer and wine. He discovered that microorganisms cause the putrefaction of the beer, not that they were the result of the putrefaction. Pasteur discovered that heating the beer and wine was enough to kill most of the bacteria that caused the spoilage. This process was called pasteurization. The milk enters, the enzymes are intact. Heating, the enzymes are denatured. Cooling. Cooling prevents the caramelization. The milk leaves. The PCT23 Mark II training unit. The heat exchanger is connected with the water heater. The water heater comes with a temperature sensor built in. The hot water is transferred with the help of a peristaltic pump from the heater to the heat exchanger. This is the heating part of the heat exchanger. The hot water is circulated back to the heater. The cooling loop is connected to the tap. We do not have the exact readings for the temperature of the tap water. The water flows this way and it is controlled by the valve. It was named cool or salt-free by the manual. It has two states. It is either turned on or off. Next we have the cooling part of the heat exchanger. So the right side is the heating, the left side is the cooling. So we have to choose which tank will be used for the source and which one will be used for the product. The front tank uses a pressure sensor to determine the water level and it has a manual draining valve. As you can see, this is the pressure sensor. Moving on. This is the second tank. It uses float switches to determine the water levels. This sends either a 1 or a 0 to the control console. The 1 means that it's up and the 0 means it's down. To fill up the tanks we use these valves. They have two states as well, either 1 or 0. So they are either opened or closed. These valves receive water from the same tube as the cooling does, so from the water tap. Cool exits here, and with the help of the cool we can fill up the water heater tank. We take the tube and insert it into the hole in the tank, and with the help of the salt-free or cool we fill up the tank. As you can see, we turned on the cool or salt-free. You can see salt-free, cool. So now we should be filling up the tank, but we did forget to open the tap. So now we are opening the tap, and as you can see, the water now is flowing into the tank. But we did forget to close the draining system, so you can see the water is flowing out from the tank. So we will have to close the water heater tank. As you can see, we have to turn it to the right side, and now you can see that the water level is rising in the water heater and the water stopped leaking. So when we will hit that black mark on the side of the tank, it will be enough or it will be optimal. And then we remove the tube and move it somewhere else. Usually we put it inside the device's drain system, so that way it won't interfere with our readings or experiments. Now we can turn off the water and remove the tube, and as you can see we will put it where the waste or drained water is let out. So we can't leave this inside one of the tanks because we will destroy the data or we will mess up the temperatures of the liquid. So we will just move it there. We have different manual valves to drain either of the tanks, and we have a V2 valve, and this connects the two tanks together, as you can see. That's the V2, and this is a manual valve as well. So the control console. So turning on the water heater, you can see the bubbles around the spiral heat exchanger. That means that we are heating up the water, and as you can see the temperature rises in the water heater tank. So the water exits the heat exchanger, it goes through this tube, and on the upper part we decide if the temperature of the liquid is enough. This measures the T1 temperature sensor, and while the temperature doesn't meet the requirements, we will send the liquid back to the tank for further treatment. This is stored in tank B in our case, and if the temperature hits the requirements, then we have to turn solve one valve to normal, and this sends back the liquid to the heat exchanger, and it will cool down the liquid, and next it will be moved to the tank A or to the tank where the product is stored. The process can be connected to a PC via MATLAB, and with the help of this library you can make custom schemes and customize it